you be open to raising the millage?
If that's
to do
what it took in order to make sure that public safety, absolutely.
James?
In order to be a leader, before we can even lobby for additional dollars, we need to be responsible. And in order to be responsible, whoever takes over sheriff, I can tell you as sheriff, I will do a needs assessment within that organization to see if we're operating efficiently and if we're using our resources wisely in order to protect our community. If we are, and we need additional funding, I will always and have always advocated for additional funding for public safety. Public safety is the reason why everything prospers in our community, and we cannot afford to have any shortcomings in public safety.
So to be clear, you would, if necessary, in your estimation, support a tax raise, a millage hike, to fund public safety?
If after I did a needs assessment, I felt that we needed additional funding and those additional dollars weren't there, and the commission, who has the power to fund those needs, decided that it was either providing those funds to public safety or increasing the millage, I would absolutely support it.
So I'm hearing yes and yes.
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 Thank you. Let's go to a break really quickly, and next, you know, Miami-Dade's own statistics show violent crime is actually down 25% from last year. We'll talk to the candidates more about some priorities and that when we come back.
How would you like to get the lowest price on car insurance?
We are back with Rosie Cordero Stutz and James Reyes, Republican and Democrat candidates for the historic Miami-Dade Sheriff's vote. First in half a century. Let's talk a little bit about priorities, and I'm going to give you what I've heard from you. Both of you independently have said, among other things, public corruption is one of your priorities. James, to you first, or?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, I want to be fair. Next you're first.
Okay.
James, to you first. Public corruption, what, having covered so many elected officials being accused of and some convicted of crimes at public expense, what does public corruption mean to you, and what would you as sheriff do about that?
I got to tell you, from day one of the reasons it was one of my priorities and has really resonated with the community is, as I've traveled the four corners campaigning of this county, if there's one thing that this community time and time and again has asked me for, is to have an independent public corruption unit that not only holds our elected accountables, but all our officials accountable. And I've had the honor and the distinct pleasure of working for 4 years alongside an independent public corruption unit in Broward, and saw the benefits that came out of that and those collaborations. And here even though a lot of folks don't understand why it can't be independent, because currently, as we've talked earlier, the police department falls under the auspice of county government. But obviously now having an independent an independent office of sheriff, we have the obligation to listen to our community and provide that independent public corruption unit that holds our electeds accountable. At the end of the day, our electeds take an oath. They take an oath to our community to serve them with integrity. And when they violate that oath, there has to be a body that holds them accountable.
So how is that different from what happens right now?
Well, right now, first and foremost,
All right, you guys ready to go?
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Let's do this.
3, 2, 1.
Good morning, South Florida.
The right way to start your day is with Local 10 News.
All right, boys, who we betting on?
Welcome back to Local 10's Chasing the Cup. Will Manso here. You know, one of the treats during the Panthers Stanley Cup run was watching head coach Paul Maurice lift the cup for the first time in his career. I caught up with him at practice this week, and he told me that experience hasn't changed his passion for winning. It's time for our Coach's Corner. Day one, you immediately said you don't believe in the thought of a hangover. You don't. And what is, from that point, day one when you got back to now as you close in on that opener, makes you feel that that's true?
I think it's a perspective. Well, a couple of things that I think would be important. Had we not tested, so we'll test these guys hard, and had they not put the effort into testing hard, that would have been a red flag for me. So we're there physically. The question will be is how do you perceive the adversity of the year? And that's where it changes. So I'll give you an example. The last two seasons in November, we've gone on a road game into a Western Conference team that wasn't very good and didn't make the playoffs. We've lost. And if it happens, we're in there in November again this year, and if we lose, it'll be the hangover. That will be everybody's perception. It'll be exactly the same as the last 2 years. So how we perceive our adversity and then how we act on our adversity will be how we define our team.
At what point do you, if at all, say, okay, that was last year, that was great, trust me, we'll always embrace it, but this is this year and we can't mingle the two? Or do you embrace kind of mingling the fact that, hey, you're the champs and what you just experienced?
These men have earned to enjoy some of the things that come along with becoming a champion, and the ring ceremony Monday night will be a really big part of that, and we want to be fully able to enjoy it. It's been earned. What we don't want to do is feel that what we earned last year will have anything to do with the next night when we open against Boston. The game puck gets dropped, the game demands certain things, no matter whether you won or you lost last year. There's a certain number of things that you have to do to expect to win, and we're going to have to be prepared to do that.
That the fact that you were the hunted more so than the hunter, and obviously you're hunting for another title, but everywhere you go, it's like, hey, the champs are coming to town. Hey, the Panthers, that's the team we got to beat. They're the champs.
It's an interesting thing that you say that, because I was reading an article today about the top 5 forward groups in the National Hockey League, and our guys aren't part of it. So we're still, I think, lurking in that. There is an expectation, and that's where maybe the danger of why people will say it's so difficult to repeat. I don't believe that. It's exactly the same level of hard, as we like to say, to win. It's just that your expectation, you feel you won last year, so somehow this should be easier, and it won't be. So.
Talked so much last year about finally getting that taste of that for all the years. So now, obviously, you love the game. It keeps you going. You love being around the team. But how much did winning last year change you, if at all, as you enter this new year? Do you sense anything? Do you feel anything as a coach, that burden or pressure or cloud or whatever you want to call it?
It's a great question, and I've been looking for it. I'm trying to monitor, and the driver for that is these guys work so hard, and in their effort, they deliver this prize, and you get to be a part of it. They did all the work. I get to be a Stanley Cup. I get my name on the cup. I don't want to be the weak link here. So at the same time, because I'm aware of that, I got to also be mindful that I'm not a berserker every day, so that nobody thinks I'm being casual. So I got a job to do. I want to be the guy that prepares, just like them. They worked hard all summer. I want to make sure that I'm driving as hard as I can, and they know that I'm not being casual about this.
Maurice, no surprise, a little humble about it, but he certainly was a big part of that championship, getting to lift the cup after such a long wait, and you can tell he doesn't want to wait that long to do it. Again, Clay?
All right, well, the Florida Panthers are going global this year with a trip to Finland. And that trip has special meaning to several players on the team because it is a homecoming.
Going back there and playing, bringing this team to there and showing places and playing 2 NHL games in front of my friends and family is going to be very special.
This won't be the first time that Alexander Barkov has led the Panthers on the ice in his home country of Finland, but it will be the first time that he does it as the first Finnish-born captain to ever win a Stanley Cup.
Of course, Bark is a big role model for all of the young upcoming hockey players.
It isn't just Barkov returning home as a champion. Anton Lundell, Eetu Luostarinen, and Nico Mikkola will also represent the Panthers on ice in their home country when the Panthers take on the Dallas Stars on November 1st and 2nd.
I hope we're the favorites in Finland. If not, we need to try to play even better to make it happen. But I'm pretty sure we're one of the favorite teams in Finland.
How big is hockey in Finland? The country's president called into the Panthers locker room moments after the team won the cup to congratulate the Cats' Finnish 4.
He actually called us after the game, so we all the Finns went to the gym where it was a little bit more quiet while the celebration was going on in the locker room. So we talked to him for, I don't know, a few minutes, and he invited us to meet us during the summer, but to be able to go to his house, president's house, was really special.
For Barkov, this isn't just a chance to play in Finland as a champion. This time, he will lead the Cats in Tampere, his hometown.
Forever thankful, grateful for that city, for the city of Tampere. Obviously, it means a lot more, a lot as well to go there in 2 months and play 2 games there.
Now, I know Barky caught himself a little bit there. He said it means a lot more. I mean, it means a lot.
No, it means a lot more.
He did say he thinks Tampere is the hockey capital of Finland. So for him, going back there just means probably even more than it does to anybody else on that team.
And it's crazy how regional it is in Helsinki. It's, Lundell's territory and all the passion there. Just the entire country, though. They're so excited. Yeah, I would say it's a Panthers country over there in Finland with the Finnish 4. Up next, though, chatting with Tkachuk, I sat down with the Panthers star Matthew Tkachuk to hear about the amazing experience of becoming a champ and how he's motivated for more. We'll have that coming your way with Local 10's Chasing the Cup. Return.
Thank you for watching Local 10's Chasing the Cup. Let's go Cats!
Welcome back. One of the Panthers' brightest stars remains Matthew Tkachuk.
Not only a star, Clay, but the 26-year-old is now a champion, and he told me he's enjoyed every minute of it. Now it's time to do it again. At what point in the offseason did it hit you like, it's back to work time, like very soon, and back at this grind again?
I was like looking at my phone, or I was at, breakfast or lunch or whatever, and it was like July, almost 15th, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I only have like 2 months until training camp. I should probably start doing something. So I started slowly working out that week. I had played in the golf tournament, which was an amazing time. And then the next week, I got back to St. Louis on Monday and started my summer training. So it really was only like a couple weeks after. Really only took like 2 weeks off, just like most summers. But I think I wouldn't have it any other way. You got to get used to those short summers.
Is there a lasting image from the moment that you guys won that cup to today that look back and go, man, that was incredible? Or the one thing, I guess, that defines what the summer was?
It's hard to beat celebrating in the room after the game. With your teammates, some of the coaches, and then the trainers and management, and the guys that you really go through it all year with, in these walls of this room. That was super, super fun. And then all the families came in after about an hour, so we got to celebrate with all of our family and friends and our loved ones and everybody. So that's a memory that will stick out, forever to me. And then just like the next few days around town with the cup, like it was a blur, but I remember everything. Like it was unbelievable what was going on. And just how much fun we were having and the smiles on everybody's faces. It was truly a week-long party until the end of that parade. So it was an incredible week.
Now with the imprint of what you've done as a team, as an organization to win the cup, does a day go by where a person doesn't come up to you and say, hey, man, you guys, thanks for the cup and how are you? And the excitement, like things that maybe a couple years ago when you arrived, no one would say a thing or know a thing.
Yeah, I would say it's pretty much a 180 from when I came a couple years ago. It's been an incredible, I don't want to say turnaround, because when I came here, people loved hockey and they were so excited and they knew we had a good team, and we were, knocking on the door and we were right there. But ever since winning, like it's been insane.
Hey, Chucky, let's go, baby. Let's go, Chucky. Let's go. We got the cup.
Every day, people coming up talking about it. What was your favorite memory? What was it like after? What was it like going into Game 7? Just super like excited and happy, and like want to talk hockey and just like know us. And it feels like I'm sure it's how like New York Yankees feel, or when you're playing in Canada. I played in Canada. It's a very similar vibe right now. Like, people are just so jacked up around town. So just got to do it again.
How about you? But I've watched the celebration video in the water about 1,000 times.
I'm going to go watch it again after the show.
Just watch it again. One of the most memorable moments in Panthers history. When we come back, to the Panthers prep for another great moment, their opener. But a storm coming toward Florida, so Betty Davis is going to join the show in just a bit. Give us a quick update on the tropics when we come back right here. Local 10's Chasing the Cup. Welcome back. Final segment of Local 10 Chasing the Cup. The Panthers will be lifting the championship banner on Tuesday night in Sunrise. They open the season against the Bruins. That's going to be a lot of fun. As of now, the team says the game is on despite that hurricane on the horizon for our state. So let's go over to our meteorologist, Chief Meteorologist Betty Davis with more on the tropics. Betty, keep us updated. What is going on right now?
Hey, Will and Clay. On our end of things, rain is the big story. We've had a lot of rainfall out there today, and through Wednesday, some 4 to 8 inches. That's how much more we could get, and there will be some localized areas that pick up 10 inches or more. So there's a lot more to go. We're under a flood watch through the middle of the week, through Thursday morning to be precise. Already today alone, there have been some pockets of 4 to 8 inches in Miami-Dade around the hammocks, and then just to the east of Homestead. That area has really made out with a lot of rain, and we've had more rain moving through tonight. Earlier today, of course, we had some flood advisories and flash flood warnings. That's not the case right now, so we seem to be handling the additional rainfall pretty well, tracking the latest round as it moves through portions of Broward and Dade. And Broward not quite out of it. From Fort Lauderdale to Coral Springs and Weston, we're getting a steady soaking. And then around Kendall, Cutler Bay, Homestead, we're catching a break while we see some of the heavier rainfall pushing in around Miami and also Miami Beach. Now, once we get that out of here, it does appear as though we go into a break. But look, there are more bands lining up out to the west, and these are going to push in toward Collier County, mainland Monroe, the Keys as well. You'll notice a band of storms marching toward Key West right now. So very heavy rainfall, even some flashes of lightning occurring with this as it works its way eastward. Our future radar bears out the mess we'll be in and out of through the overnight hours and into tomorrow morning. Overnight, it shows widespread rainfall all across South Florida and the Keys as well. And for tomorrow morning, the one thing I think we have to watch out for is the potential for some soaking rains based on this latest run of a future radar, especially around parts of South Dade and the Keys. And this model keeps honing in on perhaps Miami-Dade and Keys being the sweet spot for widespread soaking rainfall into the afternoon hours as well. That said, we won't rule out some of those soaking bands coming across parts of Broward County either. This is happening well ahead of where Hurricane Milton is centered. It's out over the Gulf of Mexico waters, about 780 miles west-southwest of Tampa. Maximum sustained winds of 85 miles per hour. It is moving east at 7 miles per hour, steadily strengthening and doing so rapidly. It's forecast to become a major hurricane, a Cat 4 by Tuesday, and a Cat 3 approaching somewhere just north of Tampa and Fort Myers come Wednesday. We'll be watching it. Back to you.
Betty, I know you and the staff will have us covered here on Local 10 throughout the next few days. We'll have you covered as well tonight, Sports Sunday. We'll talk more on the Dolphins game. We'll talk more Panthers, Heat as well. But for now, tomorrow night, the ring ceremony for the Panthers. Tuesday night, opening night, the banner going up for the Chase.
Thank you for watching Local 10's Chasing the Cup. Let's go Cats!